General Hospital will reveal the news of Michael Easton's return as Dr. Hamilton Finn on General Hospital has immediately become a hot topic among fans. As a character with significant influence in Port Charles, Finn has played a crucial role in storylines revolving around the hospital, family dynamics, and his complicated relationships. However, his sudden departure after struggling with alcohol addiction and deciding to move elsewhere with his daughter, Violet, left many viewers feeling a sense of loss. Fans had witnessed a strong yet deeply wounded Finn, and his unexpected disappearance from the city left many wondering about his fate. Finn's return is not just a milestone for his character but also sets the stage for numerous dramatic developments, especially as Chase and Brooke Lynn's marriage faces growing turbulence. Previously, Chase had suggested that Finn could be a sperm donor to help Brooke Lynn conceive, a proposal rooted in his desire for the child to have a biological connection to both parents. This idea inadvertently places Finn at the center of an emotionally charged conflict, as he never anticipated that his presence would disrupt the lives of those around him. While Finn has not yet made any decisions regarding Chase's proposal, his return will undoubtedly have a profound impact on the young couple's relationship. Brooke Lynn, though not outright rejecting the idea, remains hesitant, fully aware of the potential consequences it could bring. Meanwhile, Chase, eager to build a family, may not fully grasp the repercussions of his suggestion. Will Finn be willing to take part in this plan? Or will his presence stir up issues that Chase and Brooke Lynn never saw coming? Furthermore, Finn's return raises the question of whether he has truly moved past the traumas of his past. Previously, he fell into a downward spiral of alcoholism, pushing himself to the brink both physically and emotionally. His departure was seen as an attempt to rebuild his life, but now that he's back in Port Charles, will he be able to handle the pressures he once tried to escape? More importantly, how will his return shift the dynamics of Chase and Brooke Lynn's future? Once again, Finn finds himself at the heart of complex and emotionally charged conflicts. Just as old secrets have yet to fade, new complications begin to emerge. Port Charles has never been a place of peace, and Finn's comeback promises to bring a series of gripping and unexpected twists in the episodes to come. Previously, Finn left Port Charles after a long and difficult battle with alcoholism, realizing that his downward spiral was not only endangering himself but also affecting those around him, especially his beloved daughter, Violet. Struggling with guilt, shame, and the weight of his past mistakes, he made the painful decision to leave town, hoping that a fresh start in a new environment would provide him with the clarity and strength to rebuild his life. Taking Violet with him, Finn sought to create a stable home, far removed from the pressures and temptations that had once pushed him to the brink. He knew that staying in Port Charles meant constantly facing the ghosts of his past, the disappointments of those who had once trusted him, and the overwhelming urge to numb his pain with alcohol. However, despite his departure, Finn was never truly free from his past. The bonds he had formed in Port Charles, the unresolved relationships, and the lingering consequences of his choices ensured that a part of him remained tied to the city, no matter how far he tried to run. The people he left behind still thought of him, and his absence left an undeniable void in the lives of those who had once relied on him. Though he had physically removed himself from the chaos, the echoes of his past mistakes followed him like a shadow. Then, just as his name had begun to fade from daily conversations, Finn was unexpectedly pulled back into the lives of his loved ones when Chase mentioned him as a potential sperm donor for Brooke Lynn. The suggestion, though seemingly practical from Chase's perspective, carried far more emotional weight than he may have realized. The idea of Finn playing such a crucial role in their future not only reignited conversations about his absence but also hinted at his inevitable return, a return that would be anything but simple. His reappearance in Port Charles was now no longer a question of if, but when, and how. Would he be ready to face the people he had left behind? Would he be able to handle the complexities of his new role in Chase and Brooke Lynn's lives? Most importantly, had he truly changed, or would the very same pressures that once drove him away resurface to challenge him once more? As the possibility of his return loomed closer, one thing became clear: Finn's comeback would not be a quiet one. It would bring with it unanswered questions, unresolved emotions, and perhaps even the resurgence of old wounds that had yet to heal. Finn made his dramatic return to Port Charles at a moment when tensions were already running high. Chase and Brooke Lynn, despite their love for each other, were struggling with deep conflicts over the issue of having a child. The idea of using Finn as a sperm donor initially seemed like a logical way to ensure that the baby would have a biological connection to both sides of the family. However, what seemed like a simple solution quickly unraveled into a web of complicated emotions, underlying fears, and unexpected consequences. Brooke Lynn had been hesitant from the beginning, instinctively sensing that this decision carried more weight than Chase realized. While she understood the reasoning behind his suggestion, she couldn't ignore the potential complications, both for their relationship and for Finn himself. Bringing Finn into such an intimate and personal decision meant reintroducing him into their lives in a way that could not be undone. Would Finn even agree to it? And if he did, how would his role in their future affect the fragile balance of their marriage? Chase, on the other hand, had approached the situation with optimism, believing that involving Finn would strengthen their family bond rather than disrupt it. But what he had failed to anticipate was the ripple effect of this decision. Finn's return was not just about biology, it was about history, about relationships that had been left unresolved, about the pain and regrets that he carried with him. And the moment he stepped back into their world, everything became far more complicated than Chase had ever imagined. True to expectations, Finn's reappearance only intensified the existing turmoil. His presence, once a distant thought, was now an undeniable reality, one that neither Chase nor Brooke Lynn could ignore. Old wounds resurfaced, unspoken tensions bubbled to the surface, and what was once a simple discussion about the future of their family had now turned into a storm of conflicting emotions. With Finn back in the picture, nothing would remain the same. His return wasn't just about the possibility of fathering a child, it was about confronting the past, facing the people he had left behind, and dealing with the messy, unpredictable fallout of a decision that had already set everything into motion. And as the dust settled, one thing became increasingly clear: his presence in Port Charles would change everything. More than just a skilled doctor, Finn is a man who has endured immense pain, burdened by secrets and past mistakes that have continued to haunt him no matter how far he tried to escape. His return to Port Charles is not merely a physical homecoming, it is a confrontation with everything he left behind, everything he thought he had moved past. He cannot avoid the scrutinizing gazes of those who remember his struggles, nor can he escape the lingering questions that remain unanswered. But perhaps most difficult of all, Finn must face himself, a man who has tried to atone for his failures yet still wrestles with the uncertainty of whether he is truly capable of starting over. The weight of his past is not something he can simply leave at the door. Port Charles holds too many memories, some filled with hope, others riddled with regret. Every familiar street corner, every knowing glance from an old acquaintance, serves as a reminder of the battles he fought, the relationships he fractured, and the choices that led him to the darkest moments of his life. Returning now, he finds himself caught between the desire to reclaim a sense of normalcy and the reality that he is no longer the man he once was. Has he changed enough to find redemption? Or is he doomed to repeat the same mistakes that drove him away in the first place? His reunion with Brooke Lynn is particularly charged with tension, as she finds herself unexpectedly drawn back into a chapter of her life she had hoped was closed. She has worked hard to move forward, to create a stable foundation with Chase, but Finn's reappearance threatens to shake that foundation in ways she never anticipated. There is no way to separate the past from the present, not when Finn's potential role in her future now hangs in the balance. The weight of Chase's proposal looms over them like an unspoken force. On the surface, it is a practical solution, one that ensures the child will have a biological link to both Brooke Lynn and Chase. But beneath the surface, it is so much more than that. It is a request that requires Finn to not only re-engage with the life he left behind but to take on a responsibility he may not be emotionally ready for. His history is complex, his wounds still fresh. Could he truly commit to such a role without reopening old scars? Brooke Lynn can see the uncertainty in his eyes, the internal battle waging within him. She understands that this is not a simple decision, not for Chase, not for her, and certainly not for Finn. The man standing before her is not the same one who left Port Charles, but whether he has truly healed or is simply masking his pain remains a question neither of them can yet answer. Would Finn agree to Chase's request, stepping into a role that ties him even more deeply to a past he may not be ready to embrace? Or would the unresolved trauma of his past prove too overwhelming, leading him to push away the very people who are willing to welcome him back? No matter the choice he makes, one thing is clear: Finn's return has already set into motion a series of events that will reshape the lives of everyone involved. And whether for better or worse, there is no turning back now. Moreover, Finn's return brings with it a whirlwind of dramatic developments that threaten to upend the lives of those around him. The question remains: can he truly shed the weight of his past and find solid ground amidst the inevitable storms of Port Charles? Or will old demons resurface, dragging him back into the struggles he once tried so desperately to escape? His reappearance is not just a personal reckoning, it is a catalyst that could irrevocably alter the course of Chase and Brooke Lynn's future. The delicate balance of their relationship is already under strain, and Finn's involvement, no matter how well-intended, has the potential to disrupt everything they have worked to build. The very suggestion of him as a sperm donor has already ignited tension, and now that he is physically back in their lives, the implications of his presence are impossible to ignore. Will Finn's return serve as a source of healing and newfound connection, or will it open old wounds, forcing everyone involved to confront truths they would rather leave buried? As emotions intensify and unresolved conflicts come to the surface, one thing is certain: Finn once again finds himself at the center of a storm. His journey back to Port Charles is not just about finding his place in the world again, it is about facing the people he left behind, the mistakes he made, and the future that now lies before him. Every decision he makes, every interaction he has, will send ripples through the lives of those closest to him. The stakes have never been higher, and the fallout from his return is bound to be explosive. With tensions mounting and the lines between past and present blurring, Finn's presence guarantees that the upcoming episodes of General Hospital will be nothing short of gripping. The drama is only just beginning, and as the storm builds, one question lingers: will Finn rise above, or will he be swept away once again? Stay tuned for the upcoming episodes of General Hospital as the long-awaited return of Michael Easton takes center stage. His portrayal of Dr. Hamilton Finn has been a defining presence in Port Charles, captivating audiences with his nuanced performances and the depth he brings to his character. Over the years, Easton has seamlessly navigated Finn's complexities, his brilliance as a doctor, his struggles with addiction, and his emotional battles with love, loss, and redemption. Now, as he makes his grand comeback, fans can expect nothing less than an exceptional performance that will reignite the passion and drama that General Hospital is known for. With Finn stepping back into the story, the stakes are higher than ever. His presence will undoubtedly shake up existing relationships, stir long-buried emotions, and create unexpected twists that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Will Finn finally find the redemption he has been searching for? Will he be able to mend the bridges he burned, or will his return only complicate the lives of those he left behind? These are the questions that will drive the upcoming episodes, ensuring that every moment is packed with intrigue, emotion, and suspense. Michael Easton's ability to bring a profound sense of realism and intensity to his character has always been one of the highlights of General Hospital, and his return is set to be nothing short of extraordinary. Whether Finn finds himself at the center of personal turmoil or entangled in the lives of Chase and Brooke Lynn in unexpected ways, Easton's portrayal will undoubtedly resonate with audiences. His ability to make Finn's journey feel raw, heartfelt, and deeply human is what makes his performances so compelling. As the drama unfolds, fans can rest assured that Michael Easton will once again deliver a performance that exceeds expectations. His return is not just a storyline, it is a momentous event for longtime viewers who have followed Finn's journey from the very beginning. If the past is any indication, Easton will bring the same level of dedication and brilliance that has made him such a beloved actor in the General Hospital universe. So don't miss a single episode. With Finn's reappearance, the story is bound to take thrilling and emotional turns that will leave audiences eager for more. Whether it's the rekindling of old relationships, the unveiling of new secrets, or the unexpected consequences of his return, one thing is certain: Michael Easton will once again remind fans why he is one of the most unforgettable actors in General Hospital. Get ready for a spectacular comeback that is sure to leave viewers both satisfied and craving for more.